5-day FTP program. As you have seen that all through the sessions, we have tried to touch most of the significant and sensitive areas of AI and its implementation in today's teaching learning process. So our today's topic is no way different. Rather, it's not only significant but also a sensitive one. It is AI, XAI and education. AI we all know. XAI is like explained AI, where sir will be explaining us how to means the logic behind the applicable tools. Now আমরা as educators বা academicians আমরা সবাই স্মার্ট ওয়ার্কার হওয়ার চেষ্টা করি। এবার সেটা করতে গিয়ে আমরা এআই টুলসগুলো নিয়ে অনেক সময় খোঁজাখুঁজি করি, কিন্তু তারপর ইমপ্লিমেন্ট করার সময় আমরা খানিক ভয় পাই, প্লেজারিজমে পড়ে যাব না তো। So this is where something this is a topic which needs to be addressed, and for that we have a very efficient person with us, Dr. Acharya. He is associate professor in Department of Computer Science in St. Xavier's College. He was the HOD of Computer Science from 2009 to 2013. He has a huge amount of work in this area. His present research interests are educational and social data mining. He has worked above 25 years in undergraduate and postgraduate teaching. He has several accepted papers in international conferences and journals. He is a principal supervisor in the Department of Computer Science under PhD program of St. Xavier's College, Kolkata under University of Calcutta. He is an invited member of the Board of Studies of Data Science Department of the College of BSc and MSc Data Science course. He is also an invited member of the Academic Council of the college. So on behalf of our college, we welcome you, sir. Very good morning to you. Thank you for your kind presence.
Okay, so first of all, can I be heard properly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so good morning to all of you, and first of all, I would like to apologize for being late by around 4 to 5 minutes. So actually, you see, the thing is, being late is never a good idea. So when I first joined St. Xavier's College, so father principal, he told me that there are two things that I don't like. One is being late and second is being absent. So if you don't do these two things, so we will get on very well together. So I try to follow it, but possibly late Saturdays night and late Sunday mornings and all these things have contributed to a little bit of delay. So thank you all of you for waiting. So I would like to start my lecture. Let me try to share the screen first. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So as ma'am has just said, so the topic of today's discussion is AI, XAI and education. So a little bit about myself. Ma'am has already given a very nice introduction. I would just like to add a thing or two. So first of all, a little bit about my background I would like to tell, because then I will be able to tell you that why I have chosen this topic actually. So I am from mathematics department. I had done my BSc honors in mathematics in from Vidyasagar College under University of Calcutta quite long ago. So this was in 1993, and after that I was doing my post graduation in applied maths in University of Calcutta. So then after some time I decided that it's better that I shift to computer science, because computer science was a very new subject at that point of time, and very few colleges, none of the colleges in fact, only 4 to 5 universities in West Bengal offered a course on computer science. So I joined the MCA department. I joined MCA department as a student, right? I completed my MCA from Jadavpur University, and then again, after a few years, I did my MTech in information technology from what was at that point of time called West Bengal University of Technology. Then after that, in 2017, I did my PhD under the supervision of Professor Devdatta Sinha from University of Calcutta. So this is my basic background. So why I am telling you, I will move a little bit and then I'll make it clear. I'm sharing my email ID. So if any one of you have some doubts or queries, you may feel free to contact me. Okay, so I would first like to make some acknowledgements. So our father principal, Reverend Dr. Dominic Xavier, so he has always encouraged us in the research activities, right? And whenever I say that there is certain opportunity for giving a certain lecture, so he is the first one who always says go ahead, or he says congratulations and so on. So I would like to acknowledge him first. My PhD supervisor has always been a source of information, inspiration, Professor Devadatta Sinha, right, as he is popularly called DDS. If anyone is there from computer science or mathematics, I definitely think that you know Professor Devdatta Sinha. So he was my PhD supervisor, and with his blessings and help, I was able to complete my PhD within 4 years of time, from the date of admission till the date of submission, which I think is very rare, I think, possibly. All my colleagues in computer science department in our college, so they have always been very helpful, right? Along with that, for inviting me, I would like to thank the IQAC Research Subcommittee and the IT Subcommittee of Novo Baliganj Mahavidyalaya, and of course, Principal Ma'am, Dr. Ayantika Ghosh. So although it is online, but still then I feel that there has always been a touch between us for the last few days. Okay, so what is our agenda today? So first of all, we are going to understand artificial intelligence and its applications. So this will be very basic, right? And from that, we are going to go to something called explainable AI. So explainable AI is what is called as XAI. Okay, so although explainable AI should actually be called EAI, but this is how the nomenclature is, it is called XAI. So XAI obviously has certain advantages over traditional AI, so that we will understand. Okay, and then we are going to understand the role of XAI in enhancing education over AI. AI has been used over a lot of years, right? In various domains of education. So where exactly does XAI lie, and what is its use, why it is advantageous, that we should understand. So XAI is really a burning topic these days. A lot of research work is going on in XAI, and basically my field of research is educational data mining. So one of my students who is doing PhD under my supervision, so basically he is creating a certain personalized chat environment using these tools of XAI, and he is currently in the process of showing that the performance in XAI is really better than AI. That is what the task is. Now, question is, I have, if you see the plan, you will find out that already I have given something called personalized concept maps. I had given the topic as personalized concept maps, right, as the topic initially. So initially I had thought that I would lecture on that topic, but then the problem is that that topic is something which requires an excessive amount of mathematics. So rather than teaching mathematics, it becomes, rather than teaching computer science, it becomes more as a plan of more as a class of mathematics rather. So on one day, the day when Mr. Deepak Acharya invited me, so I thought I had initially given that topic, but then I thought that teaching too much of mathematics doesn't make sense. We have to understand what actually is the application of mathematics. That is what we want. So that is why I decided to discuss on that topic, and I had taken up on something which is more interesting. So here the amount of mathematics we will require is very little actually. Okay, now, okay, so what is AI? What is the purpose of AI actually? So AI basically, if we take up the classical definition, so it refers to computer systems that are capable of performing complex tasks which historically only humans could perform. So please note the term historically. There are certain things which has been done in a historical manner. Okay, right? So it was historically thought that there are certain tasks that which human being can only do. The computer will not be able to do. But this is something which is a sort of classical definition. Today it has been seen that there are certain tasks which the human beings perhaps take a lot of time, but which the computers are able to solve in a very fast manner. Okay, so it come from that. If we take the picture on the right hand side, we are coming to this, the domain of artificial intelligence. Now, whenever we refer to the domain of artificial intelligence, okay, whenever we refer to the domain of artificial intelligence, see over here. So artificial intelligence is a huge domain. Alright, artificial intelligence actually is a huge domain. So artificial intelligence, we can think of it in two ways. One is we can think of it in this huge domain, which I will explain very shortly. And another, we can think of it what actually is the classical artificial intelligence, which is shown in the outside limb. Okay, this outside limb is showing us the classical intelligence, classical artificial intelligence. So this is what is being taught in the classrooms today, and this is mostly very much classical in nature. Okay, that means this does not have, this classical artificial intelligence, it does not have that much of an importance these days. So question is, why are people talking of artificial intelligence? So that is because of its applications. So its applications lie mostly in machine learning. Okay, so machine learning has a huge amount of applications, right? So machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. On the other hand, we have something called deep learning, which again is a subset of machine learning. So machine learning is something which has a lot of applications, right, and which is generating a lot of jobs. So if you open up some CV of any CV, maybe if you open up 10 CVs in the internet of different professionals, you will find out of that 5 to 6 will always write that I am a machine learning enthusiast, or I am an expert in machine learning, or I am an expert in deep learning, and so on. Again, within deep learning, a new type of learning has been created these days. A new paradigm has been created. So that is called the generative AI. So generative AI is again a subset of deep learning. So to summarize, the entire world is basically artificial intelligence. A part of it is machine learning. A part of machine learning is the deep learning. And a part of deep learning is something called generative AI, which I have not shown over here. Okay, so next we are coming to the right side. So right hand side is a more classical world. It is the maths and statistics, visualization. Then we have something called EDA. What is this EDA? So this EDA is something that is called the exploratory data analysis. Okay, so the intersection of these is something that is this data science. Okay, so these days we find that it is very fashionable to have courses like data science. People are attracted towards courses like data science. So if we think of data science, so data science is basically this very small area, this portion. But then of course in data science, all these things like mathematics, statistics, visualization, EDA, right? Deep learning, machine learning, AI, all these things are being taught. So the difference between these are very little. Whenever we think of a course of data science or a course in artificial intelligence or a course in machine learning, so all these things are included actually. And all these things again are a part of a courses of computer science. Achha. Now, coming back to some examples. So, what are some of the very uh, primitive examples of AI? First of all, it is this gaming. Okay, that means computer is able to play games like a human being. So, what are the games that the computer is able to play? So, out of this, that one of the game is something called chess. Okay, chess is a game which computer is able to play efficiently, very efficiently these days. Another game is what is called as the tic-tac-toe. What is this game of tic-tac-toe? So tic-tac-toe is a game which in Bengali we call it as a katakuti khela. Isn't it? Sometimes in our classes whenever we were very bored, right, we used to sit at the back of the class and maybe within ourselves we used to play this. Right, this katakuti. So that is the game of tic-tac-toe. So it is very surprising, right, how the game of tic-tac-toe can be very uh, interestingly solved using the principles of AI. Second is this Microsoft Word and Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Word, I will give you a simple example. Let us suppose we make a spelling mistake, right? We find that it is underlined by a red. Or Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Excel means what we can do. We write certain values in a cell and we can add them using the certain formula. Okay. In fact, Excel is a huge tool. It is used a lot in data science. This Excel, and I'm sorry to say that very few people know this Excel. That what are the facets that this Excel can offer? I mean, it can offer a huge amount of facets, huge amount of features actually. Next is this fingerprint scanner, which we use in our mobiles. It is very common to us. Same concept, face recognition. Some of the mobiles can be opened only through the face recognition. Okay. Adaptive brightness in smartphones. Okay. When the brightness is very high outside, when it is very sunny, the brightness increases. When the sun decreases a little bit, the brightness becomes dim. Then the Google Assistant, which can assist in the various activities. Okay, so over here, the first use of AI. Okay, so we are taking a very nice and interesting example. So initially, it has been used. Initially, AI had been used to play chess actually. So this program was called Deep Thought. A program was developed and that program was called as Deep Thought. So Deep Thought was created by a group of engineers right? So these engineers were actually from Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT. So they were engineering students in MIT. So they had gone for their internship in IBM, and they were given this task, right, to develop a program that can play chess. Right, in their internship, they were given to develop this task. So they had developed this task, they had developed this program in the year 1989. Right? So to test how good this program was, so a two series match was organized between this program and the then world champion Gary Kasparov. And initially, Gary Kasparov won that series as 2-0 in favor of Gary Kasparov. That means Gary Kasparov had won two matches, whereas Deep Thought had not won any matches. So at this point of time, Gary Kasparov was asked that, do you think that a computer will be able to beat you ever in a game of chess? So Gary Kasparov at that point of time replied that if a computer can beat me in the game of chess, then I will leave playing chess altogether. This is what he said in 1989. Right? After this, what happened? After that, the mechanisms of the game was improved with the help of the British Grandmaster Joel Benjamin in 1992. And then the program was named as Deep Blue. So this Deep Blue, it played in the World Chess Championship in 1995 and moved to the fifth round. So moving to the fifth round is not a mean achievement, isn't it? Right? In a place like World Chess Championship, isn't it? Where a lot of grandmasters of various countries are playing. And in that point of time, if you remember, so it was called as Soviet Russia. I'm talking of around 1985, 86, 87. So it was called Soviet Russia, if you remember. And it was called as USSR, isn't it? USSR. And these people of USSR, they were brilliant. Brilliant in the sense, if you remember that they all the top books of mathematics and physics, they used to be written by these people from the Soviet Union. And they produced these champions in chess actually. Okay, so in 1996, this Deep Blue won its first match against Kasparov. But then Kasparov had won that series as 4-2. After that, again IBM decided to upgrade the hardware of Deep Blue. So doubling its speed, that means whatever was the speed, it had doubled that speed, it had upgraded the hardware, and a new series of matches were held in 1997. Okay, new series of matches were held in 1997. Okay, so Deep Blue at that point won the series at 3.5 versus 2.5. So Kasparov was very angry at that point of time, and he suggested that in the last match there was certain human intervention done by IBM. But IBM containing the brilliant people that they were, so just after the day of the final match, what they did, they dismantled the hardware so that no rematch is possible. So Kasparov suggested that there is some human intervention. But IBM, what they did, they denied that. They denied that there was any human intervention. Right? So these things, I had once seen a film called Game Over, Kasparov and the Machine. Long time ago in Netflix, this film is there. Kasparov and the Machine. Okay, I had watched this actually. Name of the film is Game Over, Kasparov and the Machine. So I had watched this match and then I had made a highlight. So this is what I had observed. Acha. So this is a initial example. There are a lot of other examples. What are some of the other examples? So other examples are this Google Assistant and Amazon Alexa. These are very much advertised in TV and a lot of people are using it. So we don't need to know much about it, right? Discuss much about it actually, right? So I had over here included a link actually, which is actually a demo actually. So which shows the Google Home versus Google Home means Google Assistant. Google Home is the device that has been used for the home purpose, and Alexa. So there is certain comparisons, but then of course we can watch it later maybe. Acha. So other examples are email filters. Email filters is a very good example. So whenever certain mail is being sent to us, if you see the mailbox of this Gmail, you will find out that over here there are mails, spam, then there is something called social updates, promotions, and all these things are there. Isn't it? All these are a part of the inbox. So question is that whenever a mail is being sent to us, okay, so how does Google understand that whether it should be in the inbox or it should be in the spam box? So for this, it uses a concept called Bayesian. Those of you who are from the mathematics background, I'm sure that you have heard in probability. An application of conditional probability is something that is called the Bayes theorem. So using Bayes theorem, a very elementary form of this type of classifier can be developed. Why am I calling it classifier? I am calling it classifier because we are classifying the mail. So the mail can either be a normal mail, or it can be a spam, or it can be a social mail, or it can be an update, or it can be promotion, and so on. So this classification. Then of course the shopping recommendations. What are some examples of shopping recommendations? So Flipkart, Amazon recommendations through the targeted Google ads. You will see the picture just on right. So you will see that in Facebook, Poco India, they have created a mobile, right? That mobile they are advertising over here. Social media feeds. So it will show the posts and videos that we like. For example, YouTube or Facebook, right? So this an example of this is, let us say in YouTube, let us say a person first searches that of a song of perhaps Kishore Kumar. So whenever he watches a song of Kishore Kumar, so YouTube automatically understands that this person is a fan of Kishore Kumar. So it will show the recommendations of some songs of Kishore Kumar after that, right? So this type of recommendations is what is called as the recommender system. Achha. Now some other examples. So social media. What are some of the examples of social media? So image and media recognition, image and speech recognition. So this comes under something called natural language processing, all these things. Sentiment analysis. Sentiment analysis means, let us suppose someone has given a lecture. In fact, the last day, our Prime Minister had given a right, address the nation, right? Maybe around 6 to 7 days ago, after the right after that problem, okay, after the operation Sindhu, right, our Prime Minister addressed the nation. So question is, in that case, I want to find that what is the mood? What is the mood? Is it positive? Is it negative? Or is it neutral? Right? Then of course, let us say there are certain comments, right? So what is the nature of the comment? Let us suppose I make a comment on a certain personality, or I study the comment on certain personality, right? For example, Virat Kohli has recently retired from international cricket. So there are a lot of comments by the proclaimed experts in the social media, isn't it? Facebook, Twitter, and all the places. Okay. So question is, what is the mood of the comment? Are people welcoming his retirement, or are people saying that he should have continued for 2 to 3 years more? Okay. So these are all a part of what is NLP. Then there is something called the auto tagging. So what is this auto tagging? What is this auto tagging? So auto tagging means to say that, let us suppose I take a picture of myself and one of my friends and post it in the Facebook. So in that case, automatically it will ask me whether I want to tag my friend or not. Okay, right? For example, if you see this picture, Kevin Barton added a photo that you might be in. So question is whether you would like to add Kevin Barton. Then the GPS app, shortest distance. So we always think that Google Maps, whenever we hire a Uber taxi, we think that it should provide us with the shortest distance, isn't it so? But unfortunately it does not, right? There are variety of parameters based upon which takes the decision that which route it should follow. So that is again a task of AI. Then of course the chatbots. Chatbots, what are the examples of chatbots? Chatbots means, let us suppose I have bought a product from the Flipkart or Amazon. So I want to have some inquiry, or I want to talk to the customer delivery executive, or I want to talk to certain helpline. So helpline these days, they are replaced by the chatbots. A very much hot topic these days is something that is called the generative AI. So what is this generative AI? So it is a type of AI that can produce various types of contents, including text, image, and audio. Okay, right? So generative AI, what are the examples of generative AI? So ChatGPT, which has taken the world by a storm these days. Then Google Gemini, another example is deepfake, and so on. There are several others. Now, what is the difference between a search, a Google search, and this ChatGPT, let us say? Google search means whenever I search on a topic, whenever I post a question. So if I post it in Google, so Google will give us the answer that is present already, that is already present in the form of a website in some place. So it will give me a set of links. I will have to click on that link, and then I will have to search that. I'll get the answer. But generally